They had what they claimed are alien bodies, and they brought it out in front of their Congress. That's better than leaving them in a locked box and saying you and no one else can get to see them.
Ever since the Mexican Congress hearing put 2 alien specimens on display, there's been unrest in both the political and scientific communities, with numerous conspiracy theories flying around. Now, Anonymous, the famous hacker group, has just released some shocking revelations about the recently displayed alien specimens at the Mexico Congress hearing. This group also left an important message for all of humanity regarding aliens. What did this group reveal about the alien specimens revealed at the Mexico Congress hearing? What message did they have to pass on to humanity? And how will these recent revelations affect the future of humanity going forward? Join us in this video as we uncover the shocking details Anonymous just released about the recently revealed Mexican alien corpses. Two perfectly preserved mummified remains of aliens were displayed during the Congress hearing in transparent display cases. The specimens, dated back to about 1,000 years, were found in the city of Cusco, Peru in 2017. The bodily features of these aliens bore quite a good resemblance to humans. They had 2 eyes, a nose, a mouth, 2 arms, and 2 legs. One remarkable thing about these fossils is that they were found wrapped inside a stratum of fine grains of sand. However, the specimens were quite small, measuring only about 2 feet in length from head to foot. They also had only 3 fingers and 3 toes. Besides facial features, even the genetic makeup of these beings was abnormal. The DNA of these specimens differs from the genetic makeup of known organisms on Earth. They also defy our current knowledge of terrestrial evolution. These organisms have undergone fossilization for hundreds of years. During the hearing, Mr. Jaime Maussan informed the people that the specimens had undergone a thorough examination at the Autonomous National University of Mexico. Here's what Maussan said. Based on DNA tests, which were compared with more than 1 million species, they are not related to what is known or described up to this moment by science or by human knowledge. Additionally, Mr. Maussan showcased X-ray images portraying the internal structure of the decayed specimens. The X-rays revealed some unusual anomalies inside the specimens, including the eggs. Just so you know, the Autonomous National University of Mexico is an institution known for its exceptional abilities in scientific research. The institution was able to adequately verify that these were authentic biolife forms, not some hoax put together by someone. The scientists at the institution carried out radiocarbon dating to verify the age of the specimens. They also did X-ray imaging, which revealed that one of the specimens was carrying something that looked like eggs inside of it. It's not clear whether these eggs are embryos. Perhaps this alien specimen was pregnant at the time of death. Although experts like Mr. Maussan and the Autonomous National University of Mexico have verified that these specimens are non-human, they're still open to further research and criticism from other researchers. Jaime Maussan is a Mexican journalist and ufologist. For Maussan, these specimens are the most important discoveries humankind has ever made. The hearing sparked a lot of interest, especially across the internet, so much so that it caught the attention of a popular group called Anonymous. Anonymous is a group of hackers and activists who have a habit of showing up in the most critical moments. They first burst into the scene in 2004 with crazy hacking incidents that sometimes seemed like offensive pranks. For instance, in July 2008, the group launched a series of online attacks against the Church of Scientology as a revenge for speaking against Tom Cruise. In subsequent years, the group began to target organizations, agencies, or groups that seemed to exercise excessive control or oppression over others, especially in the online space. They fight against organizations that try to silence people and their rights. As a result, over the years, the group slowly began to build influence in the online media space, with lots of online folks holding them in high regard. Although the actual goals of this mysterious group remain unknown, the group has been following important developments worldwide. They usually give updates and share their views on social media platforms and encrypted internet chat rooms. Their common logo is a dark figure wearing a mask with a hoodie on top. Although the world government has arrested several individuals with supposed ties to the Anonymous hackers group, the group is still very much alive. Recently, Anonymous shared something quite interesting about the alien specimens. According to them, the specimens look very similar to a certain creature that was found in Serbia several years ago. The creature was found in the snow, and the man who found it admitted it was like nothing he had ever seen before. Oddly enough, soon after news of this creature went public, certain government officials in unmarked vehicles came and whisked it away. The military police also showed up at the scene to interrogate the man who had found the alien creature. News even started flying about at the time, saying that the creature was a hoax as it was actually made from chicken and bread. Anonymous, however, shared that this was just a cover-up story, and they find it ridiculous how people were able to believe such lies. Anonymous is a group well known for its hacking prowess. This group is believed to have gathered and organized every accessible information on the internet about aliens and UFO sightings, as well as official documents from the government and agencies. It's their usual style to go through private accounts and top-secret files just to reach their target goal. The group has been closely monitoring UAP developments and encounters all over the globe, and their unique code of anonymity makes them very effective at what they do. Such intensive research must have led to the discovery of the Serbian aliens several years ago. The group also has dedicated online platforms and forums where witnesses can boldly share their experiences. Rumors have it that this group has connections all over the globe, which is why they've been so effective at staying under the radar despite shaking some powerful people and organizations in society. Apart from giving us insight into the resemblance of the newly discovered specimens to an earlier discovery in Serbia, Anonymous also had a message to tell the world. Here's what they shared on their digital platforms. In a world that often finds itself divided by borders and ideologies, today we are faced with a revelation that transcends all boundaries, the existence of beings from behind our world. Anonymous is one group that would stop at nothing to uncover secret or hidden details regarding what they seek to accomplish. If they don't get what they want via a legal route, they resort to hacking, as they've done several times in the past. Many experts believe that Anonymous has hacked into government databases to obtain quality information about UFOs. This is why they've been able to create informative videos and initiate social media campaigns on the subject. Although some people question the methods of this group, no one can argue that they're pretty effective in going the extra mile to do what others can't or won't do. The fact that this group actually came on to speak about these alien specimens goes a long way to tell that they're genuine. Surely if the samples presented by Mosan at the Mexican Congress hearing were fake, Anonymous would have found out and debunked the news immediately. However, they didn't just verify the story but also went on to share its similarity to another incident. Anonymous isn't the only set of people who've commented on these new alien specimens displayed at Mexico court hearings. Physicist and television presenter Brian Cox has also shared some interesting insights into the matter. According to Brian, the aliens exhibit a striking resemblance to human beings, and so he doesn't fully believe they're aliens. Brian feels that an intelligent species from another planet should have a bit more contrasting physical features than what was seen in these alien specimens. This is because the universe is quite diverse, and planets in other parts of the cosmos have unique atmospheric and elemental conditions that would make life impossible for humans. For aliens living on these planets, they'd have to evolve and develop unique adaptations to survive. Such adaptations would be clearly visible, even externally. For instance, it could be large eyes to see in the dark, large nostrils, extremely tough hide and skin, or even super strong bones and muscles to withstand crushing pressures. These things weren't seen in the alien bodies presented at the Mexico hearing. Rather, the bodies bore quite a close resemblance to the human skeletal structure. This is the main reason why Brian and some other experts in the scientific community feel that these specimens are not what Anonymous and Mausan claim them to be. However, there's another angle where things can be viewed. The alien specimens weren't entirely human-like. Just as we mentioned earlier in this video, the specimens had just 3 fingers on each hand and toes. Surely, you'd agree that this doesn't conform to the normal 5 fingers all humans possess. Even humans with mutated genes that affect their digits actually end up with 6 fingers, not 3. And so this mega difference could mean that these things are really not from this planet. Another weird feature the creatures had was the enlarged skull. The skulls of these specimens were very long when measured from front to back, but very short vertically. With this kind of skull, it's easy to think that the aliens would have an enlarged brain with superhuman cognitive abilities. Finally, there's the 2 feet height and the feeble frame. The aliens look quite feeble and small and somehow seem to tally with what one alien abductee, Travis Walton, described in his scary encounter with aliens. Travis Walton is an American who became famous for his story about how aliens abducted him and experimented on him. One thing that stands out from Travis's story is the fact that the aliens were very feeble. According to Walton, when he woke up on the table on which he had been experimented upon, he felt very weak. Yet, when he tried to push one of the aliens who was standing close by, the being easily fell over to the other side as though he was weightless. He also described the creatures as being telepathic, meaning they couldn't speak. Plus, they were very small. What if the very same aliens Travis Walton encountered were the same alien specimens that were presented in the Mexico Congress hearing? And what if the big skull is an adaptation for a big brain with telepathic abilities? Travis's encounter happened in the late 1990s, while these specimens date back over 1,000 years. Could it be that these aliens have been here for over 1,000 years? These are some of the questions both the scientific community and concerned citizens are trying to find answers to. And it all gets more compounded when you consider the fact that there's still a lot we don't know about aliens and the cosmos. There's no telling how many species are out there and how many have been hiding on Earth. For example, there have been tales of a group of aliens called reptilians that can shapeshift into human forms and go about undetected. Perhaps these specimens presented at the Mexico Congress hearing are just one out of many out there. But just how many aliens are out there? Well, there's no information as regards this. All we've had so far are testimonies from whistleblowers and conspiracy theories. However, going by the testimony of one of the witnesses at the US Congress hearing, it would seem that these answers lie with the government. Witness David Grush shared some shocking and disturbing information. He clearly stated that the government has long been involved in the retrieval of non-human remains from UFO crash sites. Grush believes that this practice started as far back as the 1930s. He made it clear that UFOs aren't just some random objects in the sky. They, in fact, have pilots controlling them. A few times, the government has recovered dead pilots from these crash sites. Aside from Grush's testimony, witness Ryan Graves also expressed that there's a lot more evidence of aliens and UFOs in the government's possession than we know of. Ryan Graves is currently serving as the Executive Director of Americans for Safe Aerospace. This man shared how the US Navy was pretty much very used to UFO sightings. He implied that UFOs are an open secret among fighter pilots in the Navy. He further described one of the incidents he would never forget involving two fighter jets. The team of pilots had encountered something that seemed like a dark cube enclosed in a transparent sphere. It was very large and floated oddly in the air with no signs of any propulsion systems whatsoever. The pilots even had to apply evasive maneuvers to avoid the object as it moved pretty fast. This was just one out of the thousands of encounters that pilots, as well as average US citizens, have witnessed. The existence of unidentified aerial phenomena, UAPs, is very much widely acknowledged both by the scientific and political community. The recent hearing by the US Congress proved beyond doubt that we're not alone in the universe. Some theorists even believe that there were other intelligent life forms on Earth before humanity came into existence. However, the lack of substantial proof for these theories has always led to controversies. Ryan Graves was also one of the people who attended the Congress meeting in Mexico. He expressed dissatisfaction over the presented aliens and even felt like it made things difficult for researchers. Ryan Graves feels there's a lot more better proof of aliens out there than these ancient-looking specimens that seem like something out of a sci-fi movie. Furthermore, some scientists and skeptics feel that the mummified bodies presented at the hearing are fake. These sets of scientists feel that these specimens are actually mutilated mummies of pre-Hispanic children. Some of them suggest that the various body parts of these specimens are actually animal parts put together. Since the hearing began, some rumors have been going around that the specimens are nothing new and they have actually been debunked once before. However, there has not been any professional backing for these claims. One shocking thing about these specimens that were found in Peru is that they aren't the only ones out there. According to Mr. Maussan, there's another body back in Peru known as Victoria. This body was found in the same place as these two and has the same physical appearance as these ones. Maussan has always been curious about aliens and UFOs. Before this recent discovery, he had encountered several other weird remains in the past that seemed to have been non-humans. In fact, in 2017, Mr. Maussan was part of a documentary revealing some suspicious ancient remains that were found near the Nazca lines in Peru. However, much of Mosson's discoveries have faced ridicule and doubt by both the public and the scientific community. But the experienced ufologist is certain that this time, he has more than enough proof about aliens being real. A final message from Anonymous said, "We're at a pivotal moment. Our values have always been about openness, fairness, and the pursuit of truth. Now, facing this historic event, we must stress the need for global togetherness in the face of uncertainty." Anonymous is implying in this message that there's no telling how things may go from here. With several signs and witness testimonials popping up all over the place, it seems that aliens are finally going to show themselves, and this group knows it. The emergence of alien life could have numerous implications for humanity, especially considering the fact that no one knows their intentions. Are aliens here to destroy us or to help us evolve? In any case, Anonymous obviously shares the same view as the US Congress and the good people of the United States of America. They believe it's high time that we all work together and stopped hiding information regarding these beings from other worlds. This doesn't apply to the US alone, but to other world governments. UFOs have been spotted in several parts of the world, including China, the UK, Canada, Australia, and Africa. Some citizens from these countries have shared their frightening encounters with UFOs. In South Africa, Credo Mutwa shared his story, which closely resembles that of the famous Travis Walton. According to him, UFOs were already in contact with Africans long before the rest of the world began to hear of them. He mentioned that his people, the South Africans, call them the fiery visitors and consider them to be very sacred. The man described how these aliens sometimes capture human beings, cut them open, and stitch them up again. But this is done in such a way that the victims don't even remember what happened when they wake up. He shared his own experience of how he was abducted by aliens that looked like little dolls. The strange beings paralyzed him and stuck various instruments into his body through his nostrils. At the end of it all, he found himself inside a bush. The man shared that he felt violated. And although he never knew what happened, his village dogs all attacked him when he got back home. It seems they could sense that something was off about him, so they attacked. His story tallies so much with Travis Walton's, who shared that he had no memory of what the aliens did to him, but he just felt violated and knew something was off. Travis Walton also shared that the aliens who abducted him were small, just as Credo Mutwa called them doll-like creatures. Could these two stories be referring to the same group of aliens? Well, there's no way to find out. Frankly, we can't even verify the authenticity of these stories. The South African man in this story didn't give away much info because, according to him, there's a strict oath of secrecy his people abide by regarding UFOs. However, if this man's story is true, it means that the US government isn't the only political group hiding secrets about aliens and UFOs. And so it makes you wonder, what if all the other nations of the world are also hiding secrets about aliens and UFOs? Be that as it may, a gross level of secrecy seems to have been going on for decades in the US government and military. And being the world's most powerful nation, a lot is at stake. Unless this norm comes to an end, alien abductions and tragic UFO encounters may continue. The US and the Mexican Congress hearings were inspired by the desire to improve transparency. But in the end, not much seems to have changed in the last few weeks following the hearing. In fact, the Pentagon has reportedly denied the claims of David Grush of being in possession of alien corpses and technology. Right now, there's no telling what is true and what isn't, but at least some organizations like Congress and Anonymous, as well as individuals like David Grush, are willing to stand up and fight to uncover the truth. Thank you for watching another episode of Voyager. While you're still here, click the video on your screen to see more mind-blowing videos like this one.